three. 1, 2, 3.
Win!
The alley-oop!
as we have the Fooey Ducks of Evergreen State College taking on our own hometown Saints. Before we meet the players this time, we please rise if you are able. Remove your hats and join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's go ahead and meet the starters for Evergreen State College. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to ask you to turn your attention to the upper southeast corner of the gym for a very special ceremony. As the 2022-2023 GNAC regular season banner is unveiled at Marcus Pavilion. The preseason favorite to repeat as conference champion, last year's Saints had a target on their back in every conference game. After 5-0 start to the GNAC play, SMU stumbled with 2 straight losses on the road at Seattle Pacific and Montana State Billings, before kicking it into overdrive with 9 straight wins, including an 18-point win over SPU and a 23-point victory over Montana State University Billings in front of a full house here at Marcus Pavilion at Packard Pavilion. Needing to win at home in the final regular season game, senior Hunter Sight took a charge and hit a put-back layup to ice the game 58-55 and then helped the Saints cut down the net on their home court. Now let's drop the banner and give one more ovation for the success of the 2022-2023 St. Martin's men's basketball team. Count down with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations again to 2023 regular season victors of State Martin Saints. Now let's go ahead and meet the Gooey Ducks. 5'11" senior number 1, J.D. Upshot. Number 3, the 6'2" sophomore, Elijah McLaughlin. 6'3" junior, number 11, Daniel Thomas. And 6'6" senior, number 34, Tyler Williford. And a 6'5" freshman, number 2, Gunnar Arona. Head coaches Jackie Robinson, assisted by Austin Curry, Jay Glover, and Alexa Lagerberg. Richard, Mark Watson, and Richard King.
Good evening, folks, and welcome into Marcus Pavilion for college basketball. It is the NAI Evergreen State College Geoducks and the St. Martin's Saints. Scott Gladstone and Lauren Morris with you to bring you this contest, non-conference battle. We just finished up a GNAC weekend where the Saints went 1-1, getting upset in overtime by Northwest Nazarene before being victorious over Central Washington. A reminder of the Forelli starting lineups that you just saw for Evergreen State. Jaden Upshaw, Elijah McLaughlin, Daniel Thomas, Tyler Williford, and Gunnar Haron. Tip is won by Nate Stokes, who's part of the Saints starting lineup, brought to you by Forelli's Pizza. Also, Caden Hansen, Kyle Greeley, a.k.a. KG, Jaden Nielsen-Skinner, a.k.a. Skinny, and Jay Sean Moore. Three-pointer on the way and splashed in from Caden Hansen. Once again, those starting lineups brought to you by Forelli's Pizza. Great people make great pizza. Saints out in a press. This is this non-conference period right before the grind of GNAC play as this ball is lost on the ground, picked up by Caden Hansen. And maybe, no, we won't get it slowed down too much. Missed shot, rebound KG. Saints are working very quickly here as Jay Sean Moore fights inside. That shot missed. Rebound goes to Williford, and slowing it up will be Evergreen State. Now we get a chance to bring you in, Lauren Morris. This awkward time when, I mean, you as a part of the women's team, you guys are off for a month from GNAC play. What is the point of this month in the sense of what are you trying to get out of it?
Yeah, no, I mean, just the whole point of this month, honestly, is to just grind and just really clean up everything that maybe, we didn't have a chance to clean up in the very beginning, especially with our situation, we have a new coach, a new system, and things like that. So we've already just really started to, focus in on, those little details, that might have been holding us back as we started in the beginning of the season.
Jay Sean Moore lays it in 5-0 Saints after Hansen 3, Jay Sean Moore layup. Speaking of new coaches, you mentioned you got one over the offseason when coaches usually come in. It's been a different situation for the Evergreen State College team, and every team gets used to facing some sort of adversity. But as there's a missed shot, Saints will push it up the floor. Stokes with a Euro step in and out. Offensive rebound, Kyle Greeley. He power dribbles and gets to space. And almost the Saints ball, but coming out of it is Elijah McLaughlin. The adversity faced by this Evergreen State team, both these teams play really fast. I'm trying to tell a story as that one goes in and out. Kyle Greeley has it. Their coach, they got a new coach right before the season.
Yes, yeah.
And it is also the head coach of the women's team, Jackie Robinson. Hansen for 3, Hansen for 3. 8-0, timeout Jackie Robinson right away. We're going to talk about it when we come back. But, yeah, we'll be right back. Our first timeout taken on the floor. Don't go anywhere. It's 8-0. Saints up early, and Hansen with 6 to start. Welcome back. 8-0 as Evergreen State inbounds it early, and just mentioned Jackie Robinson coming in there, taking a timeout right away. This is not a team that he recruited. He is the head women's coach, and a very good one at that. It's a NAI school that gave your team, Lauren, a very good contest. They played very good defense as Nate Stokes misses that 3. But at the same time, it helps when you know your team to some extent, and when you don't have another team to coach. Jackie Robinson has this difficult task of trying to help out this team as best he can in an interim capacity as we see another missed shot by the Geoducks. How tough do you think his task is?
No, I think his task is just extremely tough, just because The differences between men's and women's basketball is, sometimes it's physicality, and sometimes, has to do with the speed. So having to be able to adjust and, having to just be able to adjust to, just to going from coaching women's basketball to men's basketball is I could see that just being really difficult, I'm not sure if that is Jay Glover with him, but I mean, just having one of his assistants there with him, just being able to talk about things and coach, I think is a huge help as well. He has a great assistant for his women's program as well.
Yeah. Surrounding, I'm sure every coach would say, surround yourself with the right people and know when to get out of the way is half the battle as a head coach. And won by Kyle Greeley. It is 11-0 Saints early. A steal there by Caden Hansen. Gets it to Greeley. This is a Saints squad that has lost one game all year, and it was a 1-point loss in overtime. And this is a Evergreen State College squad that has won one game all year. There is, as a three-pointer goes in, that's McLaughlin in the corner, a Tacoma Community College transfer. A lot of JUCO products on this team. Probably one of the most JUCO-heavy teams that I've seen. MSU Billings recruits the JUCO market kind of a fair amount.
Yeah.
But might have been a travel from Jay Sean Moore. I don't know what happened. A lot of stuff was happening under the basket there, but no bucket. It's 11-3. But it's an experienced squad. A lot of guys that have played college basketball before, but they have struggled early in the season. Missed shot there. Rebound Greeley. Greeley to the bucket, and a missed shot. He'll go to the line and shoot two. For those who don't get it, we're about to take a timeout, so I want to ask a question now. We're going into the timeout. It is 11-3, 15:22 to go in the first half. Got Greeley on the line to shoot two here to start us off in the post-media timeout phase here. Kyle Greeley from the free throw line this season is shooting 74%. He averages 16.9 points per game, leads the Saints. There are four Saints averaging double figures. One of them is out tonight. That is Tyke Thompson, out his second straight game because of injury. Saints into that soft full court press. Looks like a man-to-man press for the most part. Jaden Upshaw with it now. He's a returner from last year. Olympic College transfer, originally from Silverdale, Washington. Saints now back into that 2-3 zone with the elevated wings. Inside. As the shot clock expires, that's Daniel Thomas for a long two. Now down to Shaquem Alcindor. Immediate double, maybe even triple team comes to him. Marcel Stevens in now, and a little bit of a miscommunication with Miles Samuels there as the ball is thrown away.
I think if my team had to play against Shaquem, I think it would take all 10 of us. I think it would take all 10 of us to stop him. Like,
Yeah.
all 10. All 10. Maybe even plus our coaches as well. We might need their help as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Another three-pointer on the way, missed, and a rebound, Shaquem. Yeah, I could see him, like a three-pointer by Skinny. I could see him like an oversized running back. Like, when you, I don't know if you ever seen videos of like adult or like mascots playing against kids football teams.
Yes.
I could see it like that, him just kind of stiff-arming kids to the ground and just yeah. It wouldn't be pretty for
I'd be sprinting out of the way.
Well, and then you take a look. I mean, the thing is the fact of the matter, Evergreen is fairly undersized, both height and weight-wise. Mm-hmm. Right now, Shaquem is going to be guarded as that one is knocked away. Miles Samuels gets to it, back to Skinny, easy lay-in. I mean, Skinny on Tyler Williford. Shaquem on Tyler Williford. 6'6", 225 is what Williford's listed as. Shaquem is 6'8", and we're talking at least 250. He's a big dude down there.
Yeah.
This bucket is off back iron. Rebound, Marcel Stevens. Saints will push the fast break once again, but Skinny slows it up. Back to Stevens. Marcus Linker on the floor here. Back into that post move, off glass, banks it in. Yeah, and you see it right there. I mean, when you have that height advantage, it must be a lot less pressure on you to make sure it doesn't get blocked, and you can just go into your motion. Speaking of, an easy layup right there where Williford didn't have to think much of getting blocked on that one because it was help defense from Shaquem, and he was found wide open for the layup. 20-7, back into Shaquem on the post. Double team coming. Goes another hook, and another one goes in. I think you mentioned last game maybe for him, when a couple of those shots weren't falling as the three-pointer is in from Lane Kennedy. How big confidence can be in the post and just feeling like you can dominate anybody that plays against you. Got to be good for him to get a couple of those hook shots fall after the rim was not kind to him on Saturday.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And especially because, as somebody whose a lot of shots are more closer in, definitely inside the 3-point line, when they are super close, it's kind of upsetting, when you miss those just really, those chippy ones, you know what I mean? Especially because, you're like, I'm right here, I should just knock those down. But a lot of the time, you just have to be patient and you have to have just a good touch, just a good touch with the ball.
That was a heck of a pass out to Miles Samuels. Missed shot, rebound Marcus Linker, and he gets that one to go. On the other side, it was a three-pointer from Mubarak Michael, who's originally from Seattle, Washington. As Miles Samuels takes it away, he goes to the hoop, misses it. Rebound, Skinny, put back, is in and good. St. Martin's is at 26 points. We are not through 9 minutes. At this pace, triple digits could be well within reach offensively. Foul's going to be called there, and we are going to take a break here on the Saints Digital Network. Saints right now doubling up the Gooey Ducks, 26-13 at Marcus Pavilion.
Who was killed in action in Afghanistan in 2006. St. Mark's University is grateful to the long support of the Knights, both for this donation and for the other charitable works for the university. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much.
Welcome back. It is 26-13. Scott Gladstone, Lauren Morris with you here. Saints back out on the floor. It's Stevens, Hansen, Lenker, Nate Stokes, and Miles Samuels on the floor. Inside, short little floater, in and out. Seen a couple shots that have been not far off from Evergreen State College. As Stevens attacks, Stevens tries to make a play, and bullets pass out of bounds. That's his second turnover on an errant pass there. There is something, especially when the offense starts clicking early, Lauren, there's something where sometimes you want too much to try and make the play when you're in a game like this, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, especially because, you're trying to get everybody involved, so you want to try and make that extra pass where you're hoping to get your teammate, to knock down a shot. So
10:41 to go. The Saints will now take a timeout. It's actually a 30-second timeout, so we will stay with you here on the Saints Digital Network. Saints this season, let me give you kind of the rundown on what's been their season. They started with 7 straight games on the road. Lauren and I talked plenty last week about that success, but also the struggle of starting with 7 straight games on the road. Jay Sean Moore, after the second game in the interview, said it was a lot of what happened off the court. He said there is some sense of there's people that live on campus, people that live off campus. It's kind of hard to all gel when you're in the grind of the school days, but when you're all staying in the hotel, you all get to know each other pretty well. It was 7 wins to start off the season for the Saints. They rose as high as number 4 in the D2 CSC poll and number 6 in the NABC, but an overtime loss last week dropped them to 13th in the NABC poll. Lauren, talk a little bit more about that, how the road trips can bond a team.
Well, because like school really isn't, I don't want to say like an excuse, but it's not, it's not even there, right? So you're just doing basketball. And when it's just, the 11 or 12 of you that are traveling, you got to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of it, is just hanging out in the rooms or, or just talking, on the way to shoot around and practice and things like that, just depending on how long the trip is. And, like for us, we, like when we were in San Diego to play against Cal State San Marcos, we had an extra day, right?
Yep.
Because the game got moved up. So we had an extra day to just hang out and to really just, enjoy each other's company. So that was nice. It was very, very nice.
Yeah, as we got a turnover by Miles Samuels on one side, and that one's a missed shot, and then Samuels gets it, sends it up to Hansen, now to Stokes. Stokes slams it home. Like I was saying. Well, I don't even know what I was saying. Ball's on the other side, three-pointer up by Evergreen. Both teams are playing plenty fast here. The Lenker's going to have a wide-open layup. Okay, now I remember what I was going to say. When athletes, when they're done playing, a lot of them, they'll talk about the key moments, some of the big wins, but a lot of them will say the parts that they miss most are those moments when you have to be with your team, whether it's bus rides, plane rides, beach days, whatever it is. But it's not necessarily like, you remember the grind and that's whatever, but those moments that you miss are just being with this collective group of people that is all trying to buy into the singular goal.
Yeah, well, especially because, a prime example is, so today was our off day. Today we haven't really had like one of those in a while, but today, we got to just kind of chill. And I get a text from Angel saying that she misses us. It's like simple things like that. Like when you're so used to being around individuals every single day and it all of a sudden just kind of stops. It's sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to that at all. I'm not looking forward to when that happens for myself. Thankfully, we have a whole another year for that, so I can hopefully brace myself for that. But yes. I'm with my teammates literally every single day, and they are my best friends.
Yeah, it is mandatory team time, which is usually fun. As Skinny. Looked like he had stick him on his hands there or something. Takes that one away. No look pass into Shaquem. Trying to do something for the highlight reel there. This is a game where Skinny, whenever he's on the floor, which I'm sure he won't play too much if it continues to go score-wise how it's going, but he's already had some great passes, and he has a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, I swear he has eyes in the back of his head.
Yep. Into Marcus Lanker under, then gets it out to Shaquem. Back to Skinny, pick and roll with Shaquem. Gets it out to Jayshawn Moore, pushing off a little bit with that hand, and they're going to call it a foul under the basket.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So say hypothetically speaking, if Shaquem is open for a 3 tonight, do you think he should take it? Because our 5, she has knocked down. I don't know if it's 2 or 3 threes this season alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Offensive foul on Shaquem just happened right there.
Oh.
There's different parts of me that have different opinions on that. The coach in me says no, and I'm sure Aaron Landon, if he listens back to this with the audio on, he'll say his opinion is strongly no. This is a blocking foul. Count it, I believe, and the foul. As Upshaw tried to take that one. Ooh, they're saying no basket. I thought maybe he should have got credit for that one.
Yeah.
It's going to be under the basket anyway with 8:05 to go, 30-17, the Saints lead. I think the basketball fan in me and the part of me that loves when that's going to be another missed shot but a foul. The part of me that in football I was an offensive lineman. Whenever there's a big man touchdown, when they have an offensive lineman or defensive lineman go out and catch one, love that. It's the same thing when you have a true big that doesn't shoot threes like Shaquem, taking and making a 3.
Yes.
And yeah, what are your thoughts? We'll stay through this timeout. And what are your thoughts on it before we talk about the ceremony that we got?
I mean, if he's open, if they leave him open, I would say personally take a dribble and just let it fly. I mean, the worst thing that could happen is that he possibly airballs or he misses. But if he knocks that down, this entire gym is gonna go crazy. And I think, and I honestly, I think his 3-point percentage would be pretty high.
Yeah. This season, his 3-point percentage, where we got it, 0 for 1. So if he makes it, he's 500.
Oh, yeah. That, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right there on the court, we just got to honor the St. Martin's men's and women's cross-country teams. The programs had 5 runners finish in top 10 at the GNAC Champions. The women tied the program best, which was a second-place finish. They did that last year as well, when that was the first time they finished second. And then they got senior from Olympia, Washington, Cassidy Walchak-Sloan. She went to Joplin, Missouri, and she finished in 27th place, which is the second highest finish in school history, and she is the second All-American in program history. So we just got a chance to honor them after their incredible fall. Lauren, cross country, would you be good at it?
I did it twice in high school. I had every second of it. But I will say, going into club season, nobody could catch me. Yeah. I will tell you that. But, Cassidy, I don't know her that well, but she's amazing. She is amazing. I couldn't even imagine, being a 2-time All-American. I think it's just absolutely just a great accomplishment, But, yeah, no, cross country is a no for me. The only time I really ever sprint extremely, extremely hard is on the basketball court. So, yeah.
10-second violation right there. That was a weird situation where the press wasn't too hard, and good on a ref for being on it, because I would not have clocked that if he didn't. But it's 10 seconds as Upshaw took a little bit too long to cross the timeline. 14-point lead for the Saints with 7:47 to go. No, Shaquem is on the floor right now. So Shaquem 3-ball is in play, and he is being guarded by the 6'5", 200-pound Gunnar Harron right now. I'm sure a double team's coming to him anytime he gets the basketball, unless if he's on the 3-point line. What a pass that was. And then Lanker gets fouled, but he traveled first. 7:25 to go, 31-17. Beat the press there to the Gooey Ducks. Now they'll slow it up. This is McLaughlin with the ball. Now out to the corner. This ball knocked out of bounds by the Saints. 7:06 to go. This is actually good. Sticking with the cross country theme. You guys run the mile every week?
Yes. It's one of the most traumatizing things I've ever done. And I've been playing college basketball for a while. So, but that has to be, if we were able to get Angel Galbraith on here, I think she would agree with me on that. Me, her, and Madeline Brown. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. after that mile, I felt as if somebody just like took their foot and had it in my stomach. It was terrible. It was a lot of mental strain on the brain here, but I mean, we made it through. So we made it through and we made it, and that's all that matters.
6:44 left to go, 20 seconds on the shot clock after a foul under the basket on the Saints. Swung back into Herone, now Upshaw with it under the basket. Upshaw is the senior leader on this squad. He is the leader in points. Big rebound by Shaquem. Quick outlet to Skinny. No look. Linker in the corner. Got it for three. A pass from Skinny. Eyes in the side of his head on that one. Geoducks, they go cross court looking at a possible three. Now step back and a tackle by Marcus Linker on that one. It'll be his second foul, fifth on the Saints. Okay, so you said who hates the cross country. Who on the women's team likes the mile the most?
Likes to run.
Or is the best at it? Who has the fastest mile?
Madeline Brown for sure.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Okay, she is the fastest, but she doesn't
fastest, but she doesn't really, doesn't really like to run, but
she just wants to get it over with.
Oh, yes, she wants to get over with. She was our pacer, so when she finished, me and Angel were looking at each other like, so which one of us is going to take the lead? I told her, I said, I don't know if it's going to be me. I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I have that in me. But if Ryan Clear, if she was able to run, she probably would have had the fastest time as well. She's really big into running. Like that's marathons and that's her thing.
All right. Second free throw is made by Daniel Thomas, Bellevue College transfer. Coming in for him will be DeAndre Russ, a senior out of Skyway, Washington. Shemaketa Community College. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Foul called on Russ right away. Hanson back on the floor for the Saints. 15-point lead for SMU. 6:05 to go. Now Moore sets the screen out to him on the pick and pop. Now KG attacks. Miles Samuels for three, missed. Rebound Russ. Kicks outside to Kennedy, then up to Michael. Has it taken away, coming the other way. Moore leads a fast break to Stevens, who gets it to Samuels, who lays it in. Pretty fast break there. 5.5 to go here. 36-19. Saints have slowed down a little bit offensively. Still probably looking at that 100 mark for a minimum to get to. You got to think. I'm sure more of the bench will be rotated throughout the end of this first half and into the second. Nice backdoor cut by Mubarak Michael to lay it in. Lowering a shoulder there, but getting the foul called against number 21, who I do not have on the roster.
Oh.
That is Luke Brewer, who is listed on the roster as number 24. Luke Brewer, freshman out of Tumwater, local kid. You guys had the Sophie Scoops Crosstown Classic against Evergreen.
Yeah.
I asked your head coach as well as your teammate Sarah afterwards what was your favorite, what their favorite ice cream was. Mm-hmm. I'll propose it to you now. Sophie, the unique story with that was Sophie of Sophie Scoops was a local ice cream place here in Olympia and a proud sponsor of Saints Athletics. They sponsored that matchup. We had both mascots out here riding tricycles. It was a little bit chaotic at points, but it was a great game as Michael lays it in off glass. But Sophie went to Evergreen and is now an affiliate of the Saints, so she wanted to sponsor that game. Now I got the backstory. And you've thought about your favorite ice cream.
Yeah.
What's your go-to? Kind of flavor-wise, or even if you have a really specific.
Well, it has to be, I'm like a huge rainbow sherbet kind of person, so I know for some people, if you guys are listening and watching, might not be for you, but that's like, I love rainbow sherbet. I think it's really, really good. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Okay, Miles Samuels makes the first free throw, and he makes the second as well. The foul was called on Lane Kennedy, his first. Saints still looking at the full court press here. Into the game for the first time is Bryson Dilworth. Fast break and one, count it, for Tyler Williford. For Bryson Dilworth, this is his first minutes of the season. We have, I believe, one more player, Thomas Haga, that could make his debut tonight as well. Corey Schramm. Oh, no, actually, this season we also haven't seen Josh Camper. So those three can come on. Corey Schramm, we haven't seen much from this season, so we're looking to possibly see some of him as well. Stevens gets a little contact from behind there, still makes the shot. Nice finish by Marcel Stevens, one of the best shooters on this squad.
So what is your favorite, like, ice cream flavor?
Well, late foul call there, and it looked like Brewer just tripped. I will run the bus over your coach a little bit here. She said, like, you said rainbow sherbet, that's fine, like, you know, I don't have a problem with it. She said pistachio ice cream, Natalie Marlowe, and I was like, now we're getting a little rogue. I don't know about that. Brewer at the line to shoot two. Brewer on the season is 87% from the free throw line. He's not shooting two, he's shooting 1-1, but it'll turn out to be two. My go-to, I am pretty big Moose Tracks. You know Moose Tracks?
Is that like Rocky Road by chance?
Not really.
No?
I don't think.
No, I've never heard of it then.
Moose Tracks is, Brewer makes the second. Moose Tracks is, the original is vanilla ice cream with like big old chocolate like chunks in it, basically. Stevens for three, splash, splash. And then there's like peanut butter, like little mini peanut butter cups in it.
Oh, okay.
It's a classic. Foul called there, so we'll go back to the free throw line. 3:50 to go, 45-28. We will go back to the free throw line after a media time out. We'll be right back to talk about more ice cream and basketball on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. It's DeAndre Russ at the line to shoot 2 free throws. Makes the first. Russ mentioned out of community college, out of these Evergreen squad. That is really what they recruit hard. Trying to get into that pipeline. St. Martin's at the same time. Do have a few key players as Marcel Stevens from deep goes for 3. Once more, Marcel Stevens flexing the three-point muscle as it's 48-30 SMU in front. Russ with it. He pops out to Williford. Williford can't get it to go. Rebound, Dilworth. Dilworth, nice crossover, but then he lost it. And on the ground, it's maybe went off his foot there as he dove for it. Now out to Dilworth for 3. Off front iron. Rebound goes to Mubarak Michael. Foul called on a Saint, might be Dilworth. His second foul out there. He's getting his money's worth in his first appearance of the season. He's a JUCO product out of Evergreen Community College, originally from Federal Way, Washington, which if you don't know, that one rattles in. If you don't know the geography of the Western Washington area, it's essentially, there's Seattle, which you probably have heard of, and about halfway there, halfway from Seattle to Olympia, there's Tacoma in the halfway point, and right north of Tacoma is Federal Way.
Yeah.
A lot of products for St. Martin's from in between in that general area. What a reverse layup there by Miles Samuels. Samuels comes from a lot further away. He is all the way down from West Palm Beach, Florida, which I don't know the geography of that. So,
no.
I mean, I would assume West Palm Beach is near Palm Beach.
Yeah.
West of it.
Probably very nice weather. Super nice weather.
Probably not under flood warning, which
yes.
The whole of Thurston County here is. 2 bounces and it goes out there. Tell you what, where your travel's called on Dilworth, we're going to have, I mean, it's 10:39 there. And usually we don't even start a game till, like, when it's a doubleheader, we don't start those men's games until 7:30, maybe even longer if the women's team takes long.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it up throughout the season to anybody that's part of the Samuels clan out there in Florida that is up right now at 10:40 watching. But, I mean, when we had that overtime game against NNU, that finished late.
Yes, yeah.
And they would have been up past midnight sweating that one out. Yeah, you've got to give it up for East Coast parents and friends that watch. 50-31 is the scoreline. Saints still on pace to hit 100. Nate Stokes, Samuels, Corey Schramm checks in for the first time. Mentioned Schramm has played in 2 games, 4 total minutes. He has not scored a point yet this season. So both him and Dilworth looking for their first points of the season on the floor. Linker, Stokes, and Samuels, the other on the floor. Missed shot, nice rebound by Corey Schramm, the 6'9" redshirt sophomore. Samuels, little shimmy shake to the rack, missed shot. Schramm in there fighting for the rebound, comes up empty. Lane Kennedy brings it up the floor. Gets it to Williford. Williford splashes it. 1.5 minutes to go. 50-33. Dilworth will play the point here. Stokes briefly lost it. He's up against Luke Brewer there, who stands only 6 foot tall. Now to Samuels. Offensive foul is called on Samuels there, who lowered the arm. Kennedy did what he could to sell it. I got some clarification as we see Josh Camper coming onto the floor now. I got some clarification. We were talking a lot about the kind of flop rules. Essentially what assistant coach of the St. Martin's men's team, Tyler Velasquez, told me is that they're just de-emphasizing it. They don't want to see it called as much in college basketball. I think it kind of took over a lot. And once you call it once, then you have to kind of call it both ways, and then you get yourself tied up. So I think the threshold for calling a flop has to be very clear and obvious that somebody's flopping. Not to say that I don't think it should have been called once on Saturday. And there was a very specific time when I was like, okay, if you're not calling that an offensive foul, then if it's not an offensive foul, he was flopping to sell it. But I am happy that they're calling it less because it did happen too much and was called too much in a lot of games. Mubarak Michael for three. Rebound, Schramm. Looks to Josh Camper. Camper, a senior on this team out of Lakewood, California. Nice cross-court find from Samuels. Out to Camper. Camper for three. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Marcus Linker, and I don't know how much he intended to do that. He got up in the air to try and do the putback, and then he just threw it off of a gooey dunk.
Yes, yeah.
29 seconds to go. Sometimes better to be lucky than good, right?
Yes, for sure.
25 seconds to go. Camper with it. Camper to Stokes. Stokes cross court wide open. Linker in his simulation can't get it to go. Saving for last shot could be Evergreen. Instead, Corey Schramm with a rejection for Corey Schramm, his first block of the year.
Just kind of add into his stats right now.
Yeah, gotta spark it somewhere. Schramm is originally from Chelan, Washington. Nice shot there by Williford. He's got a good mid-range game. This is up ahead to Schramm, and it's going to be out of bounds with 0.3 on the clock, which essentially means the only chance for the Saints is a tip. Josh Camper originally was going to take it out. Now it's Samuels. Maybe throw it up to Schramm here. No?
No, I think it's up to, oh.
Yeah, they were trying to set something up for Stokes.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote in half number one. The St. Martin Saints get out to a double-digit lead and keep it there. However, Evergreen State, they've performed well enough offensively to stay right in it. It is exactly 50-35 as we head to the locker room. A 15-point lead for the Saints. Scott Gladstone and Lauren Morris will be right back on the other side to break down that first half. Don't go anywhere. It's halftime of the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sky Gladstone with you. 121 to go. Lauren Morris has departed us only briefly for a on-court ceremony. Her and her team will be recognized because they get to sign autographs post-game. Let's talk about the current game that's going on. 50-35 is the scoreline. A couple stats to note scoring-wise right now. Mubarak Michael, he has a plus-minus on the floor of 0 in 11 minutes and 15 seconds of game time. He has 10 points, and that's a pretty good number to have. I mean, I love the plus-minus even more. Both him, Russ, and Luke Brewer all playing around 11 minutes and all having a plus-minus at 0. That means when they're on the floor, the team is not outscored at all. They're not outscoring anybody. But if you don't know what that means they're not getting outscored, and that's a good number to have. A couple guys have plus minuses of minus 15. That means the Gooey Ducks are outscored by 15 points when they're on the floor. On the other side, Jaden Nielsen-Skinner, 7 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, and a plus minus of 17. He's only played 11 minutes and 16 seconds for the Saints. Also, with some good point totals are Marcel Stevens with 8, Marcus Linker with 8, 4 assists from Miles Samuels, and rebound-wise, it is Marcus Linker and Kyle Greeley with 5 rebounds each. Saints are out-rebounding Evergreen State 24-14 right now. Saints had a lead of up to 19 in that first half, but it's 15 as we start the second with an inbounds to Jaden Upshaw. Upshaw in the first half, 0 points. He is their leading scorer. He had just 3 rebounds and 4 turnovers. Williford being guarded by Stokes, trying to bust a move inside, fade away, in and out. Skinny gets the rebound. Stokes had space. Would have let him shoot the 3 if he would have been comfortable doing it. Decides not to. Now it's Jay Sean Moore with it. Moore inside, fighting for space, tried to go under the basket, and it's out off of Moore, apparently, even though Thomas was trying to throw it off of Moore. Starters on the court for both sides. Saints still in the 2-3 zone. Elevated wings there. Trying to limit three-point shots. However, the baseline comes open a fair amount. And there's a nice little bunny hop shot by Gunnar Haron, the freshman out of Tumwater. Hansen with it. Hansen tried to go off dribble and shoot a 3, but then it was a pump fake. Now Stokes inside. Stokes, a looping layup. Back to 15 on the lead for the Saints. This one down under, now out. Thomas. Double team in the corner right now. They had him in a trap briefly. Now Upshaw with it. Upshaw out of Olympic College. Now down to Williford. Williford from the elbow. Got it to go. Tyler Williford out of Tacoma, Washington. He is also a transfer from Olympic College. Hansen going to have a wide open 3 here. And off dribble. Can't get it to roll. It will go off of the Gooey Ducks and out of bounds in this second half. Saints are in white. They're going from right to left on your screen. If you haven't figured that out already, the Gooey Ducks are in black jerseys. However, they got that green on the jerseys. Kyle Greeley for 2 there. The green on the jerseys, it's a dark green, not quite an avocado green, but close to that. A ripe avocado green on the jerseys. And they're going from left to right on your screen this half. 15-point lead for the Saints. Now an pass into Williford. Now under the basket, guarded by Greeley. Greeley's not really a post player. This one out to McLaughlin. Shot clock expires. Great defensive possession from the St. Martin Saints. Number 13 in the country in the NABC poll, number 11 in the country in the College Basketball Nation Top 25, and number 9 in the country in the D2 College Sports Communicators poll. Yes, there are 3 different polls. It's hard to keep track. I'm somebody that has to make a graphic every week for them, so just imagine what I'm going through. Missed shot by Kyle Greeley. Ball poked away briefly from Upshot. Now gets it out to McLaughlin. He'll fire from distance. Off back iron. Rebound Hansen. Hansen has it poked away by McLaughlin, and McLaughlin earns himself a second chance bucket. Almost poked it away again, but a foul will eventually be called on Upshot. The entirety of this roster for Evergreen State College is from Washington, except for one. That is number 33, Zach Jones, we have not seen tonight. He is from the Marshall Islands. Kyle Greeley inside, gets fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two with his team up by 13. The hometown of Zach Jones in the Marshall Islands, I'm not going to try and pronounce. Of course, right after I say that, then my brain tells me to just try it. But not right now. First free throw is made by KG Kyle Greeley. Kind of a slow night for him in terms of his usual scoring output. That is his 10th point on the night. Now he's at 11. Saints back up 15. They kind of put it into 15 and went into cruise control mode at that point. Never in much doubt. This one, Williford now Upshot. 16:40 to go. 15 on the shot clock right now. Into Williford. Skinny almost pokes it away. Now Williford picks up his dribble, gets it out to Upshot. Upshot, pick and roll, and now off the dribble goes for three, and that is nothing but air. Upshaw on the season averages 10.7 points per game, 4 rebounds, and he has the team high 17 assists. Skinny gets it poked away, then just gets over to the half-court line in time. Tried an acrobatic layup there, but it doesn't go. Three-pointer. Too long, rebound Hansen. Now three-pointer from Stokes. Back iron, tipped out. Good offensive rebound by the smaller Caden Hansen, listed at 6'2". I don't know if that's generous. It might be. Misses the layup there as he attacks it. If you don't know where the Marshall Islands is, now that I mentioned it, Williford misses that shot. Rebound Jay Sean Moore. Moore will now go by Upshaw, go coast to coast. Eventually a foul will be called as the ball launches into the Forelli's courtside club down there. If you don't know where the Marshall Islands is, the Marshall Islands is somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. It is essentially, if you from Seattle, if you went directly to Hawaii and then you kept going, you'd hit the Marshall Islands. Oceania, the greater Oceania region. I'm sure the sport of rugby is probably more popular than basketball, but hey, how about it? Right now we're having an on-court ceremony for the St. Martin's women's basketball team. Natalie Marlowe, their head coach, as well as their assistant coach, Akila Martin, out there. They are signing autographs post-game on the posters that we just got in, and the posters, yep, they were designed by me. So if you don't like them, if you see them and you don't like them, please don't tell me about that. Or do tell, give me constructive criticism. I'll take that. But don't just say, hey, they stink, and throw them away. The men's basketball posters are also out, hot off the press. Next time you get to come to a game, check out those. Those have the 5 seniors. 5 seniors on this St. Martin's squad are Tyke Thompson, a redshirt senior. Josh Camper will be graduating this year. Nathaniel Stokes transferred a couple times, but he has he will finish his degree here. Kyle Greeley, a transfer from Portland State. Marcus Linker as well as Shaquem Alcindor. Speaking of Kyle Greeley, he just scored. It is 58-41 Saints. Luke Brewer helps get it across half court. Now Lane Kennedy tried to find Williford down under, but the aforementioned senior Nate Stokes is there. Now out to Moore. Jay-Sean Moore. Russ popped it away from him. Brewer out to Michael. Front iron miss. Rebound Jay-Sean Moore. Kennedy on him. But Jay-Sean Moore more than comfortable allowing him to bring it up the floor. Problem is there, he pushed off. It is an offensive foul. When we talk about geographic diversity on the St. Martin's squad, it is much more spread out there. You have representatives. Let's just go over the three on the floor right now. More represented than even kind of the local area, as Michael tries to go behind the back and eventually travels. That would have been a one for the highlight reel. We talk about for St. Martin's, the geographic diversity. It is the most well-represented place is Salem, Oregon, where there, of course, is the Salem trio of Tyke Thompson, Jaden Nielsen-Skinner, a.k.a. Skinny, and Kyle Greeley. We look at who else is on the floor. Miles Samuels, already mentioned, from West Palm Beach. Marcel Stevens, he's from Beverly Hills, California. Shaquem Alcindor, who is from the Virgin Islands. Kyle Greeley, part of that Salem trio I mentioned. Miles Samuels going to lose that one out of bounds. We welcome our previous on-court ceremony participant, Lauren Morris, to the broadcast.
Why, hello.
It's probably nice to like have a good, happy memory that doesn't involve so much athletic output that you usually have on this floor when you practice or play. Nice to just go out there and keep it casual, right?
Yes, yeah, just casual. Just wave a little bit.
Wave a little bit. We'll just stay with you through this timeout on the broadcast here. Poster, I mentioned poster signing post game. Have you? I already asked you off camera, but you ready? Are you ready for the gauntlet that you get put through? I am. I'm ready, to sign everybody's posters. I'm a little excited. We did this, I want to say it's maybe 2-3 years ago. So this is, so I did it when I first got here to St. Martin, but we haven't done it for a while. So I'm kind of excited that we're bringing it back. So I know the kids get really excited. I know some of my friends, they're weird, so they want me to sign their stuff. It's not like I don't see them every single day, but they also come and get their stuff signed. So it's a fun experience. It's the celeb status. You gotta enjoy it while you can, right? I think the greatest thing is, especially, we talk about, these are the two colleges. I guess there's SPS as a JUCO as well in this South Sound area, but the Saints being the highest, division college, I guess, there is kind of a flag that you get to bear as a leader in the community, and when it comes to sport, it's a big part of it. I know both men's and women's camps get a lot of participants, and I'm sure feeling like you're helping kids in the area love the game of basketball more is somewhat fulfilling. Yes, yeah, for sure. Especially because they get so excited. So, and I remember, when I would go to camps and just get so excited and, things like that. So it's nice to pay it forward. To the corner, it's Marcel Stevens, thought about a three. That was Mubarak Michael that hit a layup on a great backdoor cut and a great find. Shaquem Alcindor under, gets it out to Skinny. Skinny back to Shaquem. Gets it to go. At some point, and you're a post player, but you're an undersized to some extent post player. At some point, height and strength, just you can play perfect defense, but sometimes it still finds a way to win. What's that like? How difficult it is? Is it, if you're a shorter player against a guy like Shaquem, to stop? I don't know. So when I play against
individuals that are just maybe larger in size and just taller. I want to push them as far away from the basket as possible. So I don't want them to bury me right underneath on the block where I know they're very efficient, but just trying to get them as far away from their most comfortable spot is on the floor is my thing that I want to do. So I would rather have you shoot it over me than bury me.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of, Shaquem right there on the offensive rebound made it look so easy. It's crazy. In this game, we haven't seen, at one point, I hope they bring in number 33, Zach Jones, because then we can have a guy from the Virgin Islands facing off against a guy from the Marshall Islands. It is a full island battle. Three-pointer from Miles Samuels.
Oh.
When you were off the broadcast, I told everybody Marshall Islands is in the Pacific Ocean on the other side of Hawaii. If you didn't know where it is. I didn't know where the Marshall Islands was. I had to look it up.
No, I didn't know that at all.
And we just need him to go in there. We need one
Yeah.
of them to get the ball on the low block and everybody to go away, and then I
Yes.
can say they are on an island right now. And and I'll pat myself on the back for it. And it probably won't happen, so I need to get the punt in somewhere, right? Williford misses it. One-handed rebound by Shaquem, who sometimes looks like he's holding a Nerf ball in his hands when he pulls it down. Kyle Greeley back to Skinny. Skinny, wide open floater. Couldn't get the touch. 20-point lead for the Saints, their largest of the game right now. Out to the corner. This is Brewer for three. Missed shot. Rebound, Mubarak Michael. His float doesn't go. Samuels will take it up the floor. Almost has it taken away from him, then gets it out to Kyle Greeley. A three in the key is called on Shaquem Alcindor. And I guess if you're not keeping the big person away from the basket, if they're too close to the basket for 3 seconds, then that's also just a way to get a turnover. 20-point lead for the Saints. It is 65-45, 11:36 to go in the second half. Welcome back. It is a 65-45 game. The St. Martin Saints are in firm control of this contest right now against Evergreen State College. After three in the key was called on Shaquem Alcindor. The five on the court for the Saints are Skinny, as well as Linker, who just took it away after a deflected pass. Foul will be called. Alcindor, Samuels, and Kyle Greeley as well. I'm guessing when Skinny and Kyle Greeley come off the floor, I don't think we'll see him come back on unless a monumental comeback is put on by the Gooey Ducks. Saints will inbound to Skinny. Saints will prepare for Langara College, who they play on Friday, as that ball's poked away twice from Shaquem.
And then hit assistant coach Brandon Bunn right there in the chest.
I
think it took him by surprise a little bit.
I mean, when I see him in practice, he is essentially just a player that isn't eligible. Like he's played last year for the Saints, and he is very much used as an active member of the practice roster in a way, and that's how he coaches. As we see Miles Samuels with a great fadeaway, Shaquem then hits the deck. Luckily, he's okay from that one. Williford for 2, got it to go. We're going to get this mopped up on the floor here. You know, that's the nice thing. When you think about other sports, you know, when there's sweat that gets knocked on the floor here, the nice thing about other sports, like hockey, for example, is they got the Zamboni. In between the period breaks, they just redo the ice that way. But here, Chris Greger, our Associate Athletic Director, is the human Zamboni that's just mopping it down, wiping it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And let's give him a round of applause. doing just great work out there.
Yeah. Listen, I went to my undergrad, had D1 hockey, and best part is when the Zamboni driver is out there ripping. And, you know, it's top 10 jobs, I think, in the world.
Yeah.
Better than what I do. We call them broadcasting games, I think. This layup there as a little toe tap and ball up the court. Layup for Skinny. That was an interesting run of events. Saints look like they've adapted their defense a little bit. No, now it's back to that 2-3. But the first linker was sagging away, and it almost looked like a true 1-3-1. This ball is taken away, popped around on the ground, and then spiraled out to Mubarak Michael. Now he's going to go to the basket. Pop it to Kennedy. Out to Russ. Pump fake. Russ, long 2. Missed it. Rebound, Greeley. This is going to get fun. I think we're going to see some plays here because this has developed into kind of let's have some fun mode.
Yeah.
With the game slipping more and more out of reach.
Yeah. Well, I'm really hoping that we get to see, an appearance of Thomas Higa. I'm really hoping that maybe that can happen, tonight. So, because we've seen, almost everybody else but him.
Yeah, we have seen, I believe, everybody already today. Mm-hmm. And they would be not only a season debut, but a career debut. Thomas Higa redshirted last year. He is one of the international representatives on this St. Martin squad. He is from a town in France, Orleans, France. Missed layup, rebound, KG. KG stops, fires for 3, misses it. Schramm had his hands on the back of a gooey duck and gets the foul called on him. Schramm looking for his first points of the season. Did have that big block in the first half.
Yes, and then we have Josh Camper entering in the game right now as well.
Josh Camper is senior on this squad. He went to St. John Bosco, which is a very good
very
school.
good. Yeah, it's an all boys school in Bellflower, so it's a very, very good school. Their football team is just honestly, it's astronomical, and then their basketball is just as good as well. So, and I'm not 100% familiar about the other sports they have there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had quite a few.
Yeah.
So,
floater made up ahead to Schramm, who traveled. Stuttered his feet there before trying to get it up. Nice look, nice find. Just got a little bit excited and tapped the feet before he got his first bucket of the season. Schramm was actually on the active roster 2 years ago, and he redshirted last year when it looked like there was going to be kind of not a lot of playing opportunities for him, so might as well save that year. But for those who don't know, redshirts still participate in practice if they're healthy, and they get all kind of the lesser fun parts.
Yes, yeah.
Without the fun parts of playing in a game. Schramm fighting for that one, and it goes off of him. As Upshaw is a smart play. Yeah, but it's a thankless job being a redshirt, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, no, for sure. Especially because you're usually either always on defense or always on offense, and you're usually acting as a part of the scout team and and things like that. So it's just as much work as as preparing for the game, as somebody who's potentially going to play. So it's just as much work, and I honestly think it's a little bit harder at times.
Trying to get it up the floor in time, and they do. They get it to Camper. Camper looking back out, finds Hansen, now over to Samuels. Samuels drives, he kicks it to Camper. Good rotation by the Saints, finds Linker in the corner. What an offensive possession that was. Everybody touched it except for Schramm, who distracted enough under the basket and was ready for a ball in if it came to him, but the perimeter, wow. Under the basket. Now a three-pointer on the way. Linker, good, strong rebound after a box out. And then he gets knocked. Foul will be called with 7:01 to go. Saints up by 21 right now. We're going to take a break here for this media timeout. 7:01 to go. It's 72-51. We will take a break on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. 7:01 to go, 72-51. Scott Gladstone and Lauren Morris with you here from Marcus Pavilion. St. Martin's up by 21. They have this game. They had a kind of a late addition, so you might have not seen it in the original schedule, but they did add a game with Langara on Friday at 6 p.m. And then next Friday against Douglas College. And if you haven't heard of Langara, Douglas, they're Canadian schools and not Simon Fraser NCAA Canadian schools. They're Canadian schools that play in the Canadian League, which I honestly don't know that much about. My brain is full enough following American sports. As Samuels, beautiful Euro step to the bucket. But that's who the Saints have coming up. So make sure to join us either here or in person. Friday is Civic Engagement Night here. There's a bunch of local leaders as well as community members from around the area will be joining us. Saints on the floor, Camper, Linker, Samuels, Schramm, and Hansen. Three by Miles Samuels, missed it. Good fight for the rebound from Camper, and now he tries to make it for three, and he does! What a play from Josh Camper. Talk about guys that are unsung heroes of two straight banners that have been dropped. Josh Camper has not played a ton of minutes, but like Schramm is out there in practice, and as a three-pointer is good from Daniel Thomas. How good does that feel to just get to make a play and show, like, hey, what I do in practice to make these guys that play a lot better.
He was, yeah.
Schramm's going to go to the line here?
Yes, yeah. It was a great dish. It was a great dish from Samuelson, but I think it was either number one, which would be Upshaw, or if it was 44, which is Bridges. I don't know which one of those fouled.
Bridges got called for the foul there under the basket. Schramm looking for his first points in over a year. But like I was saying, it's got to just feel good to, like, that play was that's a smart play. And he probably has done that to Skinny in practice a time or two. As Schramm does get his first points of this season, makes the free throw, 78-54. To show that and to be able to, You got video of it. You got clean video of it. You make that steal and three. That's nice. That's nice. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Upshaw now down to Bridges. Camper playing good defense there. Now Linker and Camper on it. Now Camper out to guard the three, but a nice shot with a hand in his face from Javion McLaughlin, the freshman out of Tacoma.
And then we have Bryson Dilworth, who also just entered the game as well.
Yep, Dilworth on there. Linker for three. Wide open, and he rattles it home. This is one of when it gets so fun, and you see as soon as he shot that, everybody, as Dilworth almost gets this steal, and instead it's going to backfire as a foul is going to be called on him. But there's something about not only seeing the guys on the court have success who are, working as hard as they can to help everybody in practice, but also seeing the guys that get a lot of that playing time, supporting them on the bench. Like, how do you, when you see your teammates like that, how does that fire you up?
No, I mean, it's just like it's honestly we're more excited for them than, you know what I mean? Like it's, we know how much hard work they put into practice every single day. They work just as hard as anybody, and to see all of that just kind of like come full circle, especially in front of, a crowd like this, is just, it means everything.
Dilworth inside. That was a snazzy move to get near the bucket, but he has it poked away from him. And then under the basket, it is swatted away by Linker. Timeout called by Evergreen State College. It is 81-57 with 4:02 to go in the second half. Don't go anywhere. The final minutes of the Gooey Ducks and the Saints coming up on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. 4:02 to go. We just had a timeout. I think we're going to have a media timeout, our next stoppage. So, don't get too comfy because we'll have another break here as the three-pointer is on the way. It's long. Rebound, Dilworth. Dilworth is a JUCO product out of Everett Community College. Already mentioned that, from Federal Way, which is right near Tacoma. Linker. Now to Dilworth. Schramm's on the floor as well. Almost messed up play there. Three-pointer on the way from Camper, in and out. And it's out off of the Gooey Ducks. Only Saint that I believe is active tonight that has not played is Thomas Haga. Under the basket is Josh Camper. Back to Camper, who thought about maybe taking a three there. Zone defense, 2-3 defense, as Dilworth fires for three and comes up short. Samuels goes down. He's holding his right leg. It's the last thing you want to see at the tail end of a blowout. Mubarak Michael for three, rebound Schramm. And then a timeout is called as we do see Samuels make his way up and down the court. Now he's just kind of holding, favoring his right leg at half court. Aaron Lana right now, he's upset because in theory, if there's not a fast break, I believe the rule is you stop play as soon as kind of an offense sets up.
Yeah.
And so he's...
Well, and especially, just to get that injured player, off just get him off the court as fast as possible, especially if it's something that ends up being, serious.
Yeah, you don't want to call something that, or you don't want to not stop it, and then for like what Miles Samuels did there is, as a hustle player, you get up and you force yourself to go down there. If it's a serious injury, that maybe it's not as bad unless but it's made worse by him going down.
Yeah.
Then that's where you as a ref can get yourself into a little bit of, of an obligation to make sure that everybody's healthy. At the same time, not making it a clear advantage or disadvantage. But it is a 24-point game right now. I think every player's health and safety probably should be at the forefront right now. Jay-Sean Moore checks in for Samuels. Now Dilworth gets the inbound from Camper back to him. Camper back to Dilworth. He fires a three. It's short. Moore sends it in. Schramm gets it out to Lenker. Lenker will fire for three. He misses it. The closest to it is Camper. Trying to set something up right now. Dilworth out to Lenker. Pump fakes, then drives. Has it taken away from him with 5 on the shot clock now.
Put it up.
That one's long. It would have been a shot clock violation even if the Saints would have got to it.
Yeah.
Lost the ball briefly, then out to Brewer. Okay, now Brewer got his 24 jersey on, so he's just going to confuse the hell out of us. Going to the bucket, and a floater in there from Gunnar Harone. Bryson Dilworth. Dilworth to the bucket. Gets fouled. 2 free throws coming for Dilworth, who is looking for his first points of this 2023-24 season. We also haven't seen Tyke Thompson and Diego Trejo Delgado out there today. They are both injured. They are in street clothes there on the sideline. 81-59 the scoreline with 1:53 to go. Dilworth looking for one more. Missed both of his free throws. Lenker fighting for the offensive rebound, and he throws it off of Harone to earn another possession. That's a hustle play that you get a lot from a guy like Marcus Lenker.
Yes, yeah.
Dilworth is going to inbound. Bryson Dilworth is one of the best characters on this team. What can you say about him, Lauren?
Oh my gosh. Just overall, just like personality-wise and just the person that he is so funny. Just like one of the funniest people I know. But he's just so caring, and he's always trying to make everybody else's day, better. And that I think is just such a great quality, to have, especially as a college basketball player, you have so many kids that look up to you and things like that. So to be like him, I think is just ultimate goal, and to see him out here tonight, I think it's just even better.
Missed shot there, short rebound. Schramm jumping the pass, or attempting to, was Jameel Morton. Now out to Moore. Moore to Dilworth for three. 23-point lead for the Saints. Speaking of the best story that I have with Bryson Dilworth, and it only happened about a week ago, as this reverse layup is missed. He missed media day because he was sick. And as Camper goes for three on the fast break, he misses it. Rebound goes to Schramm, out to Dilworth again. Dilworth got it for three! Bryson Dilworth, he missed media day, so he had to get his picture taken last week before we had our doubleheader on Thursday. As this three is in, nice shot from Jameel Morton. Shanna, who was taking the pictures for us, is school photographer here. She was taking a couple other pictures that night, so she took the pictures for him, and he immediately, first time meeting her, said, "No, it's nice to meet you. Can I have a hug? I'm a hugger." And as this one's poked away from Dilworth, a missed layup and then another missed layup. As don't take too kindly to that in a 23-point game.
Yes.
Hopefully no more extracurriculars need to be had. As we'll see, make sure this handshake line goes. Jackie Robinson, interim head coach, a part of the handshake line as we have peace on earth between the two teams, at least right for now. Sometimes there's always, when a team's running out the clock, it's kind of a gentleman's agreement that you just run out the clock. Just got to make sure that that's all she wrote. So, Lauren,
yes.
23-point win. But I think the highlight, obviously, right there, Bryson Dilworth making those 2 threes in a row. And just, it wasn't a 50-point win, which the Saints, maybe if they play their starters all game, maybe they can have something like that. Maybe we might see that on Friday or next Friday against the 2 Canadian schools. But when you have games like this in this middle time, when you talk about kind of just loading up for conference play, how do you feel about the Saints just taking care of business, allowing their starters to play, allowing their bench to get some play, and kind of steamrolling ahead through this December period?
Well, like when you have games like this, I think it is important that you do play everybody because basketball is completely it's unpredictable, and sometimes the game can be so good to you and then it can also be just so bad, you know what I mean? And so you never know when you're going to need everybody on your roster, so getting those players in that maybe don't get as much bump as others is just as important as getting your starters in, because you want no matter who it is on your bench, to feel confident when it's their time to go in, and when it's their time, to contribute. And later down the line, that might be in a very important conference game, you know what I mean? So games like these, they're just, they're very, very important, They're to build everybody's confidence, especially if some players, might have been struggling with that, earlier in the season.
Double-digit performance tonight from Kyle Greeley, Miles Samuels, and Marcus Lenker, our leading scorer, with 14. We saw some great plays on both sides. I mean, one of his best plays wasn't even when he scored. It was when he threw the ball off of Gunnar Herron to keep a possession alive late in the game when it didn't really matter. But plays like that, what did you like that you saw from Marcus?
No, I mean, he's been here at St. Martin's just as long as I have been, so we've been friends for a very long time. He is the I think the complete embodiment, of what it means to just be a hustle player. He really does. He loves basketball, and he works so hard. So to see him come out here, and just put up numbers like these, but also just to do, the little things that he always does, is just I think it's great. I think it's really, really great. So those 14 points, I think were a really good confidence booster for him. Because this season when they had their 7 games away in California, I don't know if it was maybe 1 or 2 games, but he he scored double digits in 1 game in California, and then he's also was a big part of all 7 wins. So I think it's just good, to see him out here and just balling.
Balling. He had 9 rebounds as well, led the team in points and rebounds, was 1 away from a double-double.
Double-double.
You know about double-doubles. You led off your home slate with back-to-back double-doubles, and Marcus nearly equals that feat here tonight, but can't be disappointed with his performance at all. I will be back on the other side of the quick break that we'll have with the Saints post-game report presented by O'Blarney's. Again, we'll be back on the other side with head coach Aaron Landon. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for the Saints post-game report. Scott Gladstone here with head coach Aaron Lannon and assistant coach Brandon Bunn on the Saints post-game report presented by O'Blarney's. Coach, let's start it off. You're in kind of this weird pre-conference play schedule, and a big part about tonight is getting to see different guys on the floor, different guys that are going to have to step up maybe in moments throughout the season. We saw a nice finish there from Bryson Dilworth right at the end. But in terms of what you wanted to get out of tonight, how did that all go down?
Talking about the shot over there or the dribble, the turnover at the end?
I'm talking about the shots.
No, God bless Bryson. I love Bryson.
How do you feel about how tonight went?
I mean, we gave up 35 points in the first half. Our goal for Division II games has been, can we hold teams to under 70 on average? So, 35 doesn't hold us to that pace. And reality is Evergreen's an NAI school. There's some NAI programs that could fit right into a Division II league. Right now, respectfully to them, they're going through a coaching transition, and maybe I'm just a jerk. I just thought we had a better punch that we could have thrown on the defensive end, and so I was a little bit frustrated. And these games, they're weird when you're getting scored on like that, but they're not weird in terms of how the league works. It's a unique scheduling thing. Just the geography of the GNAC and the conference. These Canadian schools that we're going to play, and Evergreen State, they're going to play all the other teams in our league. So I know Evergreen goes out to Central next, I think, and we'll play Langara on Friday, and they'll play Western Washington the next night. So just sort of the nature of the conference.
When you look ahead and when you look at these games specifically, like the one we'll see against Langara on Friday night, you mentioned 35 points and a half, different kind of goals like that. How do you go about making them productive games?
We talked about just progress was going to be our theme. For individuals, we put names on the board, and everybody has sort of their own category that they're looking at, just in terms of how they need to improve running their own race. And then just, things that we've struggled with that we're trying to work on, just looking to make progress. My wife's working in New York. She's on the East Coast right now, so I'm almost alone with two kids. So I'm just trying to get through tonight and Thursday. And, it's I just say that because these guys, they're all getting ready for finals. He just finished his student teaching. All these guys are at the finish line of the term. So we're all running on fumes. But I think that's a great reason to go play is you got to learn how to play when you're tired. I think we could have been a lot better tonight. This has just been one of the happiest days of the year for me. He's wrapping up. He signed a professional basketball contract today. So I wanted to bring him up here tonight. Him and Hunter were down there, and we hung a championship banner. And for me, it's just that's everything. I mean, that's his legacy. You just walk out of college a champion. He was such a special player in this conference, and the people who were staying up to watch this post game, they know who this guy is, and he should be getting paid money to play basketball. That's the way life should work. So it's just been an awesome day, despite a bunch of turnovers against Evergreen State.
I want to ask you just one more kind of specific question about Brandon before we give him a chance to talk. As a player and as a coach, I mean, I mentioned it actually. There was a moment where the ball came and kind of hit you right in the face of the chest or something when you're on the sideline, and so Lauren and I were talking about how just watching you in practice sometimes he played for the team last year, so he can run with the guys and he can run past the guys, and that's the reason why he's going to play professional basketball. But as a coach, when you were looking at what he could continue to bring to the squad, whether he was strictly coaching or kind of helping run practice, why did you make sure that Brandon could continue to add to this program, not only because of how big he was in helping hang that banner last year, but how he is as a leader?
I'm trying to think of the right word for it. He's he's not everybody's favorite guy, especially during practice, and he's never anybody's friend out on the court in games. I said maybe I'm a jerk at the beginning. Brandon's a jerk too. We're both jerks, and honestly, like, that's what these guys need to draw from him in his heart. Guys, he doesn't have like some super tight friend clique on this team, because a lot of those guys spent a lot of time not liking him. But that's what I hope those guys can draw from him. You need that. We've all got friends and families where we go home and, yeah, it's all good and everybody loves each other. You have so much conflict and friction. You need that. And I think we need a lot more of that right now. We're having, hard conversations about why we're not where we want to be. We just lost a conference game at home. Those are tough moments. Everything's not easy. He was always hard to deal with as a competitor. Like, those guys that play against him could tell you all about that. And I'll just wrap up saying, like, I coached him as a freshman, and he was a champion then too, and he helped close down a championship game as a freshman. And didn't do, for various reasons, enough to recruit him. But essentially, he probably, like, wore me out a little bit, because I was feeling like, man, that guy's like, that dude's got an attitude on him. I got an attitude on me too. And when I went and watched him play and just watched how much he developed, guys have an attitude a lot when they care. He just cares so much about winning. He hates to lose. He loves to compete, loves to play one-on-one, loves to talk trash. So I learned a lot coming here about how much that stuff matters. And he just reinforced all of that last year. That's why he's going to be a good pro. He's going to go to Croatia. They've got gorgeous – I was trying to tell him about the geography. They got, like, beaches everywhere and stuff like that. Yep. He's not going to be at the beach. He's going to be making his teammates stay after practice and cussing them out after, winning a one-on-one game because they won't stay and play one more. And that's why he'll go and play, 8 to 10 years and stick around, because when it's time to get in between these lines, he knows how to get down. And that personality that's an elite skill. That's a lot more important than his jump shot, and his jump shot's pretty darn good. So it's just been awesome to see his progression through life. And, yeah, I'm over talking. Should ask him a bunch of questions, because he's going to have to go to a country and figure out how to survive not speaking the native language.
Yeah, he'll enjoy this English interview, I'm sure. Thanks, Coach. We'll see you on Friday. Brandon, real quick, let me just catch everybody up to speed who doesn't kind of know some of the background, I guess, that Aaron and I were talking about. You started under Coach Aaron Land in your collegiate career at South Puget Sound Community College.
Correct.
Went to
Newman University.
Wichita, Kansas. In Wichita, Kansas.
Yep.
And then last year you played your final collegiate year here at St. Martin's.
Mm-hmm.
You were a huge part of this GNAC squad that went to the regional. And this fall, you've had a busy fall because you've been helping coach,
yep.
As well as finishing up your
student teaching.
Yep.
Uh,
So just take me through this fall and kind of all that's been going on, and at the same time, you just signed a professional basketball contract.
It's been real busy. I had a lot of ups and downs this fall. Being able to, I guess, juggle, student teaching, not understanding that understanding that I'm not where I wanted to be with teaching. I'm far from where I want to be, but understanding that I needed to get better in every aspect, whether it's making lessons, being able to just wake up at 7 o'clock every day, something like that. I'm usually waking up at 10, so it's different every day. Staying from 8 to 4, staying after school, grading assignments and stuff like that. That was a real grind. And then straight coming after the practice, trying to keep the energy up, because sometimes these guys, dealing with these coaches is probably difficult sometimes. So, you gotta try to keep your energy up and just be a positive. I'm just standing on the sideline sometimes, so try to make the best impact I can. Also, just trying to stay in shape. That's hard as well. I mean, went to California. I'm running on the sand, just doing different things. Just try to keep my body in the best shape I can before I go pro. I mean, my whole goal was starting this before student teaching was to go pro, and that's something that I kept in mind the whole time. So I just try to stay ready.
Yeah, and I'll ask you about going pro in a second, but I want to ask you about coaching these guys. As a coach and as somebody who is as addicted to the game of basketball as you are,
Yeah.
I'm sure once your playing career is for sure done, then coaching will probably be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
What have you learned from Coach Aaron Landon, Coach Tyler Velasquez, Wesley Reynolds? What have you learned from them for both a future possibly in coaching of basketball as a coach or as a player?
I mean, being on the other side as a player, you don't really understand, what they're going through or their standpoint on what a lot of things that is going on in practice and stuff like that. But just being on the other side and listening to conversations and see how the schemes that they come up with and why they do certain things, just how meticulous they are with the work that they do. It's just that's something, discipline and stuff that you have to go through with everything, just being able to understand why you do things and what's the reason, and just that it's all work that needs to be done.
And now going pro, you signed with the professional squad in Croatia.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the team, and kind of how did that come about?
I'm not gonna lie, I can't pronounce it.
Okay, I
just signed probably at 11 this morning.
Okay.
I mean, it came quick. I didn't even know about it till yesterday. It's been so because I'm going in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
I didn't know where I was going, so I just found out today. I signed. I signed and I read, and then just trying to process it all. Just understanding that I'm leaving on the 16th, and I'm leaving everything kind of behind me that I know. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's nervous or excited, but it's a different feeling right now.
How do you feel? I mean, you're originally from New York City,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you come across the country,
Yep.
and you're playing basketball, literally pretty much 3 hours away, time zone wise.
Yeah.
Then you go to Kansas. How do you feel that this? Why do you know that? Because basketball and sports are such this universal language,
Mm-hmm.
that you've been able to mesh in new places because of this sport.
Yeah.
And kind of how do you kind of take the leap knowing that basketball, at the end of the day, guys will speak the same language as you when you're lacing it up and when you're doing the things that Coach Landon talks about that you do?
Just that, if you love basketball, me and you can get along. So that's really it. I mean, we're going to find a way to talk about it if we're playing basketball. I guess that's the best way I can answer your question.
Yeah.
I don't know another way. And then being able to understand that I've been away from home for a long time. I've been away since I was like 16, moved to Colorado by myself, came to SPS by myself, Newman, and here. So I'm not really worried about all the other stuff, being able to take care of myself or just being away from family. That's something I've been doing for a long time. So if I got basketball, I'll be all right.
When you try and talk to when you talk to international or just any professional basketball opportunities, obviously part of your resume is your stats.
Yeah.
Part of it is the fact that banners get hung when you show up places.
Yeah.
And Coach talked about at SPS to hear you help win games, which is obviously the number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about what's written, kind of what doesn't still show up in a stat sheet and things that Aaron talks about that you bring to this program, what do you want your MO when the first Croatian fans that shows up to a game sees you play? What do you kind of want to say about you? Like,
He's
this
tough.
Okay.
That's it. Tough. He's tough. That's the only word I want him to use.
Have you come up with a plan to learn Croatian yet?
Actually, I just talked to somebody that today. They said it's a translate app that's by Google that I gotta download pretty soon.
Okay.
And then that's it. That's all I heard so far. I mean, I just signed today, so I don't really. It's a lot going on.
All right. Well, congrats, Brandon.
Appreciate you, man.
It's been a pleasure to watch you play. I can't wait to follow the journey abroad. And Croatia is beautiful. At some point, maybe you'll get an off day to at least work out on the beach or something like that.
Hopefully. I heard it's 32 degrees right now, though. So
Maybe. Hopefully it's Celsius. That's hopefully 32 Celsius is a lot warm.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but yeah, congratulations and thanks for being a part of the Saints.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Final score of today's game, 87-64. The St. Martin Saints get the win over Evergreen State College. We just talked with head coach Aaron Landon as well as assistant coach, former St. Martin's player Brandon Bunn on a celebratory night for more than one reason. Obviously the Saints winning, but also for Brandon Bunn signing a professional contract to play in Croatia. It's an exciting moment for him. Hopefully we get a story out about that on the St. Martin's website to get a little bit more details, and maybe you can try and pronounce the team that he signed with at home because Brandon wasn't even going to try it. But it has been a great game. St. Martin's gets the win. Marcus Linker leads the way with 14 points. And for all of us at the Saints Digital Network, including David Cano and Ibrahim Mustafa, our official statters, my color commentator Lauren Morris, and our stream producer Sydney Henderson. Don't forget our cameraman, Zane Leposki. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Please have a great rest of your night. Stay safe out there. We'll see you on Friday night.